On January 1st, 2014, the legal commercial sale of marijuana to the public began in Colorado.
Last year, sales of recreational marijuana in that state topped $1 billion. The year before, tax revenue for the state from the sale of marijuana topped $70 million.
Here in California, recreational marijuana became legal with the passing of Prop 64 in the November election, and now the state and business owners here are trying to figure out really how to cash in.
Scott Jordan is the Director of Business Development with Dynamic Alternative Finance and is known as Colorado's marijuana money man.
Money man. Over the past year, he has arranged over $15 million in loans and equipment leases for cannabis business owners. Scott joining us live in studio this morning. What's your first piece of advice to people trying to dive into the business here in the state?
Move cautiously. This is not a business for the faint of heart or someone that's looking for someone else to help them, like an SBA loan. You've got to have money, you've got to have expertise, and you've got to have a team in place that can not only grow marijuana, but also distribute and sell marijuana.
I would also, what about move quickly? I mean, cautiously, but quickly, because you want to be the first or second one in it, to dive into this.
Well, in California, the laws have not been set yet in terms of exactly how they're going to roll the program out. There's two competing areas there. You've got the ALMA and you've got the MRSA, and so it's quite murky, and I think portends well for the Lawyer Full Employment Act, because you will need a good lawyer or two to be able to help navigate the waters and be legal.
And Scott, how hard is it to get money for a cannabis business? I mean, you are known as the money man, so I know that you must know a little bit about this. How hard is it?
It's if you have the right financial profile and you have good credit and you have good numbers, if you come to someone like myself, private money is available, but of course there's no bank lending, there's no SBA, USDA, none of the government programs that are available.
And that's because this is still opposed by the federal government. California can do what it wants, but President Trump, even in recent days, has said we're going to take a second look at this. It is still illegal on the federal level.
Correct, correct. You have state laws that allow for marijuana to be sold here, but yes, we're still in that period where it's not fully legal, and with the announcement on Thursday from Sean Spicer, it certainly has cast a little cloud over the financial community.
Does that make you worry? I mean, you're going to give money to a business that could be wiped out by the federal government.
It's concerning to us as well as other financial people in the industry. The beauty of our particular model is we look for someone that needs money and we put them together with someone that has money. And so although we're concerned, since it's someone else's money, we're a little less concerned about that than if it was our money directly.
You mentioned Sean Spicer. He said, I got the quote here, he says there's a big difference between medical marijuana and recreational marijuana. There was a poll also released, we talked about Thursday, a Quinnipiac poll that said 71% of Americans surveyed would oppose a federal crackdown of legal marijuana. If people go into business and they start making money, where do they put the money? You can't go down to the local, community bank, or maybe, I mean.
It's very difficult. In Colorado, we've been very fortunate. We've had a number of very courageous bankers and credit union members where we don't have the same banking problem that you have here in California. We've got a credit union that's actively taking deposits, has written a book about how to take deposits and what to do in terms of managing the board and the other regulations that go into the industry. And we've got at least 8 banks that I know of that actively take deposits.
In Colorado?
In Colorado.
What about California?
Well, I came here Thursday with the intent of speaking to Tom Moreland and some of the other officials here in the BOE, and would like to offer my help and our expertise in Colorado. We would be happy to look at exporting it. We'd be happy to come out to California and bring the A-team to help you guys get through this, because the issue is a public safety issue. One of the things that people don't realize is that when you put estimated about $10 billion more in cash on the streets in $20 bills, the issue is that there's more robbery. There's you could be online at a Walmart or any other store looking with someone behind you with a backpack full of smelly 20s. they're looking to get a money order or a card to put the cash on, and you could be a random victim of a shooting. There's carjackings, and of course, there's been some horrible stories in Southern California of someone getting kidnapped and bodily harm was done to him. Let's just leave it at that.
Scott, that's bad news. You're mentioning all these negative things.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's something that the officials really need to, I think, encourage the bankers and the credit unions and the other, officials to look at public safety over public policy. Because we've been able to do it in Colorado by following the FinCEN guidelines, by following the Cole memo. We've been able to safely bank people, and I think it's more important to put safety over policy. And I hope that someone out there in the banking community will see that and realize that.
Well, January 1, 2018 will be here before we know it. Scott Jordan, Director of Business Development with Dynamic Alternative Finance. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Coming